Ugh, what are we doing out here? It's Friday. It's a fast day. So, rice and beans. No big story. I get a little fancy with the rice, all right? I start with some mole. I get this jar of mole. It's concentrated. Big heaping lump of that in the water. Whip it up real good. A nice fistful of raisins. Some Saison. You know, I like Mexican food. All right, what am I gonna tell you? They got nice flavors. You get the rice in there, boil it up. Get my refried beans. Do like a. I get this. I guess there was a quiche in this dish at some point at church, and I brought the leftovers home, and I'm like, I have no idea whose dish this is. And so I've had it for a year and a half. It's great though. It's the only plate I ever use. So yeah, rice and beans. Listen, most days it's rice and beans. All right. Except, okay, special occasion. Now I might have mentioned before my friend Mitch. He's a catechumen. He's going to be received in January at Theophany. God bless him. He's been my sugar daddy. He's been paying for all my groceries and stuff. I thank God for this guy. He's a great friend. It has nothing to do with him buying me groceries. He's genuinely like a great guy. So we're out the other day, and anytime I've got money, I'm like, I gotta pay for my own stuff. Whatever. And it was a long day, and he was tired, I was tired, he was hungry, I was hungry. Like, we gotta stop by the grocery store and get some food. Ladies and gentlemen, I got brats, all right? And not that Johnsonville pre-cooked garbage, all right? If you buy pre-cooked brats, get out of here. Go. I don't want to talk to you. You guys are beer brats, right? But that's not all. Look at the sauerkraut, the good sauerkraut, okay? Where the only ingredient on the jar is cabbage. No salt, no phosphates, no this, no vinegar, no nothing. It's just rotten cabbage in the best possible way. Some onion, some potato rolls. Oh, the potato rolls. Potato bread's my favorite. I don't care. I spend some time caramelizing the onions and getting the kraut in there, and I got a 12-pack of New Belgium something or another. It's like a variety pack of like their traditional beers. There's like a Belgian triple and some Pilsner and the Hefeweizen and the Chambreau or whatever they call it, where it's all like chocolate and berries and whatnot. Kids, I boiled the brats in a can of Pilsner and a can of that other stuff. Oh. And then I used that reduction. I used a little bit of that in the sauerkraut that I did. Oh, jeez. I wanted to puke. Delicious. And that's a treat. That's a rare treat. It's not about being ascetic. It's not about being ascetic. It's about, cost saving. Even if someone else is spending their hard-earned money on me, I'm going to keep it cheap. Oh, and because I'm German, 12-pack of beer every day. All my nutrients come from beer. I don't, peanut butter and jelly and salad. Listen, I like a salad just as much as the next guy. But you know what's cheaper than eating vegetables? Drinking beer. And I'm going to tell you, aside from that New Belgium, which is a North Carolina brand, I drink the Spanish stuff. I like Mexican beer. I like Mexican food. Oh, if they make Mexican brats, I'm in. But my German blood demands bratwurst, all right? But now, most days it's rice and beans, tomato sandwich, sandwich, as some people might say. Yeah, I'm easy. I go and listen. I'm not fancy about the beans either. I'll buy canned beans. Listen, I love cooking beans in the winter because it's a great reason to heat up the camper and do like a three bean soup or something, or maybe I get a ham hock and some collards. Oh, anything I can boil. I got one serviceable burner. I got no oven to speak of, and a microwave. So I'm making do with what I got here. And as a former chef and a guy that can't really lean over a stove for more than a couple minutes at a clip, I gotta keep it simple. A 12 pack of beer a day and some beans, and I'm a happy camper. I mean, what else do you need in life? I get up in the morning, I take my meds, half a pot of coffee. I'm out here, prayer books, it's salters flying all over the place. It gets to be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon after waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's time for liquid bread. And a pipe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. After prayers in the morning, it's a pipe. I crack a beer in the evening, it's a pipe. And listen, I'm not saying I'm one of those guys that, starts pounding beers and like an hour later the 12 pack's gone and then I'm all over the place. Nah, I take my time. I'm facing the other way right now, so the sun's setting over there. I got one chair for each way. And honestly, so this morning I'm out here, prayers. I sit down and I read my Psalms. And that other chair, it's really low to the ground. I put my feet up sometimes. And you don't realize when you sit in that low to the ground for an extended period of time. I stood up. I thought I was going to die. Poor circulation. Thick blood. Poor circulation. I waddle my way over to the door of the camper. I grab that handle. I swear, I thought I was going to fall out. Literally and figuratively. So I don't know. I'm sitting up in this high chair now. I'm afraid of passing out. I'm standing up. But yeah. So anyway, a pipe in the evening. I'm like a 2 pipe a day guy. Sometimes 3, sometimes more. It depends on the mood. It depends on the day. I'm smoking some what is it? Pure Jensen Port Guardian. It's like a recreation of the original capstan. It's good stuff. Anyway, what are we talking about here? So yeah, for the last 6 years, people have been calling this show a ministry. And I've had a lot of time, many years, to kind of ruminate on this. Because, at first I was like kind of taken aback by it and flattered by it. And then I had to kind of start taking it seriously and wondering, what does it mean for Orthodox Review to be a ministry? What does that mean for the show, to the show? What does it mean to you and for you? And, how should that inform how I behave in front of the camera? And after 6 years, I think I've come to a partial conclusion. You see, Orthodox Review is not just about reviewing books. Orthodox Review is about bringing books to the common people, because I myself am painfully common. Very simple. Over the years, I've heard writings from saints where they're like, enough with the scholastic nonsense. Just pick up the Psalter, pick up the prayer book, and just pray and go out and do good works. Faith, charity, and love. And so, I'm looking at the work I do, and the people that call this a ministry, there's mostly priests, which God bless them. I don't know how they see that in me. But they call it a ministry because they see something that I never did. And And it's something that I kind of joked about over the years, but I guess it's kind of true. It's bringing the faith and the simplicity of our faith to people that maybe they don't go for the debate core Chad bros out there. Some of us are just trying to not go to hell. Some of us are just trying to be simple. Some of us are just naturally simple and can't do that other stuff. So let's call it simple core. I don't know. Orthodox Review is technically an educational program. As a ministry, it's an outreach to all the broken bastards like myself and bastettes that are not into dogmatic theology, are not into debates, not into heavy theological discussions, lectures, or arguments. Some of us just struggle to get up every day and say our prayers and walk out into the world and try to recognize Christ around us. Try not to ignore Christ around us. And at the end of the night, be able to make our cross, and before going to bed, say, thank you, Lord, for another chance. And passing out in a drunkard stupor, and hopefully we get to do it again. Anyway, that's it. No advertisements, no nonsense. Just putting this out there. It's Friday. It's a fast day. We got... Yeah, that's enough. Go on, get out of here. I'm going to push the stop button now.